Welcome back, Rambler fans, to a new season of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Emily Morgenstern.
And I'm Beatriz Cabanas. Loyola Athletics is coming off a busy summer. Athletics welcomes 3 new head coaches along with 1 new assistant coach. RSL's Nick Schultz will have a breakdown later on in the show.
And the men's soccer team is having a historic winning season and is being nationally recognized. Men's soccer is currently undefeated with a record of 5-0 for the first time in program history. The Ramblers shut out Binghamton University 4-0 this past Sunday to claim the NIU Adidas Invitational title. Junior Elliot Coulier led the Ramblers with 2 goals and 1 assist. Loyola has their first conference game of the season on Saturday, September 17th against the league's defending tournament champion, Drake University.
Staying on the soccer field, Grant Stoneman has been named to the College Soccer News' National Team of the Week. The redshirt sophomore scored his first career goal against Utah Valley on September 9th and scored the first goal against Binghamton University on September 11th. Stoneman has also been an integral part of the Ramblers' undefeated success as a key defensive player, earning the title of MVC Defensive Player of the Week for 2 consecutive weeks. The men's soccer team's success doesn't stop there. The team is now being recognized in the National Soccer Coaches Association of America's Top 25 poll. The Ramblers debuted at number 18. Loyola also is appearing in other national polls like Top Drawer, Soccer.com, Soccer America, and Soccer College Soccer News.
The men's basketball schedule has been released for the 2016-2017 season. Loyola begins with a home opener against Elkhorn State on November 11th. The Ramblers also scored a spot in the Paradise Jam. That begins on November 21st in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. The Ramblers will continue to play and host crosstown rival UIC on December 17th. The team's first conference game is at Drake University on December 29th.
Both men's and women's cross country will be traveling to the University of Notre Dame on Friday, September 16th for the National Catholic Championships. The meet will begin at 3:30 p.m. on the Notre Dame golf course.
New coaches, abroad travel, and pro athletes. Loyola Athletics had quite a busy summer.
To catch us up is RSL reporter Nick Schultz with a special summer recap edition of Top 5.
Loyola Athletics did have a busy summer, Beatriz and Emily. With so much going on, we have your top recap picks. We'll start off with number 1. After the Loyola Phoenix broke a story about player misconduct with women's basketball head coach Cheryl Swoops, an investigation was launched. Loyola's athletic department officially fired the Basketball Hall of Famer on July 3rd, 2016. And that brings us to number 2. 3 new sports have new head coaches for this year, and 1 team has a new associate head coach. Kate Ochter joins Loyola, taking over as head coach for the women's basketball team after serving as an assistant coach at Xavier University last season. Ochter is looking to really connect with her players this year and hope that the program will get off to a strong start.
But overall, I would like, as an assistant, I was a player's coach. I want my players to come to me. I want my players to like playing for me and get excited for the things that I get excited about. And you know, sometimes that role changes when you become a head coach. People see you and they're like, head coach, I don't want to go near him. I don't want that. I interact with my players on a daily basis. I talk to all of them every day, each of them every day, especially when we'll get into season. So just keeping that relationship line open, I think that's really important to the success of our program.
Women's golf is getting their first head coach in 4 years. 2014 Loyola graduate and PGA professional Carly Schneider will head the team. This marks her first coaching opportunity. The third and final head coach addition is Bob Thurnhofer. He takes over cross country and track and field after serving as an assistant at Loyola for 6 years. On the volleyball court, Chris Berzins has been named associate head coach for the men's volleyball team after spending the last 5 seasons on staff as an assistant. At number 3, former Loyola men's volleyball standout Thomas Jeske had one eventful summer. Jeske joined Team USA in Rio de Janeiro for the 2016 Summer Olympics. Jeske helped Team USA capture the bronze medal, defeating Russia. He currently plays professionally for Poland for Asseco Resovia. Jeske says he got an unusual call from his coach with the good news.
I was like, hey, Mom, put me on speaker. And I told them, and they were super excited. but it was just like a pretty surreal thing, and like we literally just got off the plane, so I don't even know that it's all hit me yet. That I have an Olympic medal. You know, it's something you dream about your whole life, and now I have the medal in my hands. So.
At number 4, another Loyola athlete is turning pro. Over the summer, former Loyola soccer midfielder Eric Scheindorf signed a contract with FC Linköping City, a professional soccer team out of Sweden, on July 28th. Scheindorf had held honors including Missouri Valley Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year during his senior year. We here at RSL wish him all the best as he heads off to the pros. And finally, at number 5, the men's basketball team traveled abroad with a trip to Spain. The trip wasn't all leisure, though. Head coach Porter Mosier feels that the team chemistry is very important, and that was one of the biggest reasons for the trip. The Ramblers went 4-0 in Europe, defeating teams from Barcelona, Valencia, Madrid, and Eurocolegio. That's a nice warm-up before official practice starts in October, and games start up on November 11th against Alcorn State at Gentile Arena. That's all for this week's Top 5. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Nick Schultz. Back to you.
Thanks, Nick. Busy summer indeed for Loyola Athletics. Women's soccer is off to a bit of a slide this season. The Ramblers faced Western Michigan on September 9th and fell 2-1 to the Broncos. On September 12th, Loyola had a home game against the University of Wisconsin. Goalkeeper Cassidy Lentz had a career high of 13 saves, but it wasn't enough to prevent a 2-0 defeat to the Badgers. Loyola looks for their first win of the season as they head to Milwaukee for the Marquette Invitational on Friday, September 16th, while they will first play CSUN at 4:30.
Women's volleyball competed against Mississippi State at the Wildcat Classic in Manhattan, Kansas on September 9th. With the help of Loyola seniors Morgan Reardon and Sammy Hansen, who led the team on offense with 5 kills, the Ramblers won the game 3-2. Loyola then played Kansas State the following day. Kansas State beat Loyola 3-0 in the final game of the Wildcat Classic. In the 2016 home opener for the women's volleyball team, they hosted UIC in Gentile Arena on September 13th. It was Student Appreciation Night in Gentile Arena as the women's volleyball team hosted UIC on Tuesday. Loyola was able to jump to an early lead with a kill by number 16, Lauren Stefanski, but the flames couldn't be extinguished just yet. Rambler Morgan Reardon sends it back over, but UIC's outside hitter, Kelsey Groot, is in for the kill, driving it right in the middle. As play continues, Groot hits first contact on the UIC side, but Rambler Maddie Moser sets it up for Reardon, who gets the kill. The Ramblers tried to make up the deficit, but a kill from UIC's right side Hunt, as well as from Kelsey Groot and Casey Harris, closed out a 25-22 victory in the first set. It was the third set that the Ramblers clinched their first win, but ultimately the Flames proved to be too hot. Final score was 3-1. Morgan Reardon, Gabby Majikowski, and Quinn Speaker all reached double digits in kills. Loyola looks ahead to Indianapolis for the Butler Invitational over the weekend.
Lots of controversy is surrounding the NFL's enforcement of flags and personal fouls.
Some say the league needs to step in more, and others say the league needs to take a step back. For a deeper look, we'll leave it to Rambler host Dylan Conover and his Ramble Analysts.
Hi, welcome to this week's Ramble, the first one of the year. Taking over as your host this year, I'm Dylan Conover, and I'm joined today with Henry Redmond and Sophia Davila. And today, guys, we're talking about whether the NFL should be throwing these personal conduct fouls for like touchdown celebrations, things that used to be normal years ago. Henry, what do you think? Should they be doing it?
Well, Dylan, it comes down to this. It's the National Football League. These are professional athletes. They need to act like professionals. They should be penalized for for acting too crazy after doing their job.
Sophia, what do you think?
Well, Dylan, I think that Henry is wrong, and I think that our athletes should not be penalized for having touchdown celebrations, especially since they put so much hard work and dedication into their profession. They should be allowed to celebrate that.
Now, Henry, I have a question for you now. You say it's the National Football League, it's a profession, it's your job, but at the same time, the coaches, you see all these things, they're harping that, remember, just have fun, it's a game. So where is that line drawn between it's your job and it's a game that we seem to kind of be throwing out at the same time?
I mean, I understand the double standard, but I mean, we're doing a job right here, after one of us win the Ramble, we don't get to run all over the place and like scream at the other Rambler. We just get to go, nice job, move on. Like we're doing a job. We have to treat it like a job. They're being paid millions of dollars to do a job, not dance around.
No, I mean, Sophia, like you were saying, it seems like adding a celebration to a game after you spent so much time and effort and training adds a lot of value. I mean, you see it in a lot of other sports. I mean, in soccer, you know, when someone scores a goal, they go insane. So what value do you think adding a celebration gives to the game of football, especially?
I think it gets the crowd really excited and really pumped up about what's going on. I mean, you have your favorite team out on the field. They're putting everything out there. Why not live in the moment? Why not have them feel all that satisfaction? Why not celebrate? They should be allowed to. Now,
do you think that, suppose we kept the rule and that you can be flagged, do you think that they should be ejected? You know, theoretically, after just two personal fouls, you can be ejected from the game. Henry, do you think, I mean, is that a little much?
I don't know if I agree with ejecting players after 2 personal flag fouls, but I do think that it should be a flag. The team should be penalized for it because you don't get to just insult people at will.
Is it insulting?
I mean, it can be insulting, especially when it's taunting. One example is Randy Moss against the Packers. He fake mooned the stands after scoring a touchdown. There was a lot of controversy about that.
That is a little much. Sophia, I mean, what's your final statement?
There are other celebrations too, like Victor Cruz, he does salsa dancing. I don't find that offensive. I don't think anyone would find that offensive. If anything, people would think that it brings life to a very boring game.
Yeah, very interesting points you both bring up, but in the end, there can only be one winner. I think I'm gonna have to go with Henry on this one. I mean, it is a profession. They're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and it is a league that creates billions of dollars. So I'm gonna have to go with Henry. Henry will be back. Sophia, thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out to the Ramble. I'm Dylan Conover. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Dylan. Want to join the conversation? Follow and like our social media handles and tell us your thoughts.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Beatriz Cabanas.
And I'm Emily Morgenstern. Tune into next week for an up-to-date look at all things Rambler Sports.
And as always, don't forget to turn out the lights.